Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's devotion for April 17th. Today's devotion is titled Able to Help, and the Bible reading is from Hebrews chapter 2, verses 14 to 18. Because God's children are human beings, made of flesh and blood, the Son also became flesh and blood, for only as a human being could he die, and only by dying could he break the power of the devil who had the power over death. Only in this way could he set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. We also know that the Son did not come to help angels, he came to help the descendants of Abraham. Therefore, it was necessary for him to be made in every respect like us, his brothers and sisters, so that he could be our merciful and faithful high priest before God. Then he could offer a sacrifice that would take away the sins of the people. Since he himself has gone through suffering and testing, he is able to help us when we are being tested. Joe's 8-week break from his job as a crisis care worker at a New York City church was not a vacation. In his words, it was to live again among the homeless, to become one of them, to remember what hungry, tired, and forgotten feels like. Joe's first stint on the streets had come 9 years earlier when he arrived from Pittsburgh without a job or a place to stay. For 13 days, he lived on the streets with little food or sleep. That's how God had prepared him for decades of ministry to needy people. When Jesus came to earth, he also chose to share the experiences of those he came to save. Since the children have flesh and blood, he too shared in their humanity, so that by his death he might break the power of him who holds the power of death, that is, the devil. From birth to death, nothing was missing from Christ's human experience except sin. Because he conquered sin, he can help us when we're tempted to sin. And Jesus doesn't need to reacquaint himself with our earthly cares. The one who saves us remains connected to us and is deeply interested in us. Whatever life brings, we can be assured that the one who rescued us from our greatest foe, the devil, stands ready to help us in our times of greatest need. How does it encourage you to know that Jesus became one of us to identify with us and help us? What difference does knowing that he walked in our shoes make during this season in your life? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a very wonderful day.